Internet drama. We all hate it, except those that profit off it through commentary videos. It's insufferable to hear about, and even more aggravating to read. It bogs down even the most hardiest souls, and it consumes the weak and the lost. It also puts a digital footprint on future college students and employees, which can leave a blemish on their public record. While Blair attempts to make money on this channel, I will use my resources to act on my concerns about internet drama and helping people. So without further ado, welcome to Hamil's Guide to Avoid Internet Drama. There will be 7 tips and tricks as a nod to me being a -7 locomotive. 7 tips and tricks that will help you avoid, or at the very least mitigate, internet drama in your community or fandoms. Take a seat, children, teenagers, adults, and the elderly. Then let's begin. Step 1 is to simply ignore it. If it doesn't concern you or you have no reason to speak about it, it's completely fine to not engage to begin with. Contrary to what you might think, nobody cares about your 2 cents regarding what this person did online. If you choose to speak about it regardless, that's your own liability and you must choose your words carefully. Otherwise, your opinion isn't required and you can stay on the sidelines. But in the case you're dragged into drama unwillingly, or your opinion is required, these steps may help you get through the bumps in the road. Step 2 is very important. The internet, no sugarcoating it, is a mean place. People have become very comfortable with saying all sorts of things to others and not getting smacked in the face for it. However, not everyone is like that, and there are good-hearted internet citizens all across the board. But there's also all kinds of jokes and humor on the internet that have its audiences. People will also be blunt with their criticisms to what content you produce, or simply not provide anything constructive and point and laugh. Simply put, don't get offended by anything you read. Taking offense is actually the worst thing you could do for minor statements or comments, as it actually conflates the once small issue into a big one and it solves nothing. In that case, don't say anything, and if you do, laugh it off publicly and keep your reservations private. Of course, if something is genuinely offensive and you wish to act in the best interest of the offending person to prevent them from getting into trouble, remind them gently and explain what the issue is. But never go into a lecture, because in the end, none of us are righteous. Simply put, don't let anything on the internet bend you out of shape, because it's not real life. This step works in tandem with step 2, and that is to keep your cool. When involved in internet drama, you have to be as professional as you can to not only maintain credibility, but also to not crack under pressure. Handling issues professionally include but aren't limited to explaining your side of the story with credible evidence in a neutral tone of voice, minimal commentary unless your input is required, no dramatic speeches or using caps lock to yell, and above all, remain engaged and open to finding solutions instead of burning bridges and panicking. Cooperation over theatrics is key for clean solutions. But what if it's you that's in trouble? Step 4 may help you. It's human nature for us to think we're never in the wrong. Of course, I as a machine cannot relate entirely to human nature, but that's besides the point. If you're the one that did something wrong and are on the receiving end of rightful backlash, you must acknowledge what you did was wrong without any excuses. If you hurt somebody or did something sketchy, admit to what you did. Be as transparent as you can about said things and make an apology. A proper apology. Something along the lines of, what I did was wrong, I can't take it back, I am sorry, and take full accountability. Accountability is the most important part about this process, as it means you can claim full responsibility for everything you did, and not to sought after quality in this self-righteous world. Do not expect immediate forgiveness though. If people forgive you, that's wonderful. Take that and make sure not to squander it. But if people don't forgive you for their own rightful reasons, that's too bad. Move on and accept it. What's important is you took responsibility and can now move forward. But what if you're a victim of wrongdoing or a person's misdeeds? Step 5 is for you. Step 5 is to speak up. But Hamil, you may ask, wouldn't that cause drama? Isn't it better to stay quiet and let the world pass by without anyone ever knowing my situation? My answer to that is no, absolutely not. Yes, it's understandable as someone who's being hurt or groomed to not want to cause trouble and keep things the way they are because it would mean no drama. but it's just not right in the long run, nor is it good for you. Unfortunately, far too many people in this world think this way just to survive, and for quite a few, there's little if any choice. But on the internet, where the one causing harm is behind the screen and not in your immediate vicinity, you do have a choice. By speaking out against the person committing harm to you or others, be it verbal abuse, grooming, manipulation, whatever it is, you'll bring attention to the person causing the harm and they will have to account for their misgivings. Just make sure to state to others not to harass the individual in question, as that will just give the one causing harm ammunition against you. However, I must make one thing clear. Anything that comes your way in the immediate aftermath of speaking out is not your fault whatsoever. It's all temporary and it will pass. Maybe it won't get better per se, but it won't last forever. You'll have strangers standing by you and friends who will support you. Plus there's always your immediate family. Now, with that out of the way, how do we avoid situations starting at all? These final 2 steps are for everyone, so listen carefully, please. Step 6 is generally rather simple, but I'll spell it out because not everyone is immediately well versed in social cues and the like. When on the internet, be yourself, yes, but be your best self. Always be respectful, be aware of what boundaries other people have, be supportive of others, and keep a healthy balance of self-care for your own preservation and selflessness for others' well-being. Abide by the rules laid out for you, and always seek to do the right thing, so long as you are your own person doing so. Don't let others walk all over you, but be open and receptive. It's completely okay to have boundaries. Everyone does. And this is what step 7 is about. Step 7 can apply for all sorts of situations on the internet, perhaps even in real life. If you're talking to someone and the conversation doesn't sit right with you, or you're engaging in an activity you're uncomfortable with, stop it and mark your boundaries. Don't continue under the guise of not making the other person feel bad, because if the other person genuinely doesn't know or understand they're making you uncomfortable, they'll be even more hurt when you reveal it to them weeks or months after the fact. However, not everyone in these situations are well-intentioned, and regardless of said intention, it shouldn't blind your boundaries. First, state your boundaries and why you're uncomfortable, but be respectful in your approach in case there's a genuine solution or compromise. If the other person respects your boundaries and commits to changing what they're doing or stopping it entirely, that's brilliant! You can continue being companions. But of course, if they either say they'll stop yet completely go back to square one, or say you are the problem, then that's rather alarming and it would probably be wise to either limit interacting with the other person or cutting them off entirely. On the other hand, if you are making someone else uncomfortable with your conversation or activities or whatever it was you happen to be doing, you must respect their boundaries, even if they are a little far-fetched to you. Apologize sincerely and either change or cease the offending topic or activity. That being said, if you are a genuinely good person, you have every right to feel hurt if the person you made uncomfortable waited long enough to not bring it up to you. Of course, in either case, consent is important for practically any activity, no matter how small or big it is. It's all a two-way street, or in this case, a double-track line. And there we have it! 7 tips and tricks that will ensure you are free of internet drama, or at the very least, know how to make it as quick and as painless as possible. These methods are not gospel, but they're good suggestions, and generally should help you through the World Wide Web. Take care, internet citizens! This is Hamil, signing off!